What up? Back again with another replay of mine. After looking at some of the videos we kind of putting out, kind of noticed they're all high tier stuff, and I wanted to get a little bit of low tier stuff as well. You know, something hopefully everyone might be able to take some interest in. And if nothing else, this is at least something you may come across, although you really shouldn't come across this particular tank anytime soon. As a matter of fact, most of you probably already rage sold this thing at least for the garage slot. Now, this here is the Toldi. It's a gift tank Wargaming used to give out every year, and this one was given out several years ago. It even predates the Swedish line, which I say is quite notable because, well, this tank is friggin' terrible, but the Swedish Tier 3 also has a tank that is incredibly similar and is basically the Toldi, but better than the Toldi in every possible way other than alpha. So, if you somehow bought this tank, well, you're kind of a sucker. I hate to say it, you're a sucker. Look at it this way. You got the package deal and there was a free tank in it, or as I like to call it, a free garage slot. So, this tank's claim to fame is supposed to be, especially when it came out, according to Meathead, no, not Meathead, the other idiot. The fat one. was, it's actually got some good penetration. And I mean, for a tier 3, you got 64 pen. That's a little better than the Panzer IIIe. And then you got 80 pen on the gold. I mean, it's decent-ish. But, I mean, that's about the end of the good news. You got 45 alpha. You have almost a 4-second reload on this gun, which is abysmal DPM. If I recall right, the DPM was measured in under 1,000, and that's pretty hard to get for something that's not a tier 1. So it's abysmal. Accuracy, I believe the gun itself, stock without all the freedom modifiers and whatnot is 0.43. So derp. Aim time 2.3, terrible. I actually have gun lane drive to combat the terrible aim time. Gun handling, pretty terrible as well. Engine actually seems like it kind of keeps moving around pretty well. But you have no view range. It does seem to have some actual reasonable camo at times. But that might just be because it's low tier and others are playing without as good a crew. And I got my pretty experienced Panzer IIIe crew in because they go on all the premiums because the Panzer III is a friggin' awesome tier 3. And so I think they're working about the third skill here because they go on all those premiums and whatnot with front line and shit. But armor, nothing to speak of. You might get some bounces off of the gun mantley here from the little pew-pew machine guns at this tiers. But it's not good. I keep wishing, hoping, and praying Wargaming is going to gift me a buff to the Toldi. I want to love this tank. I want to like it. I would like to play it a little bit more. I play this thing so rarely, I have to occasionally remind myself it's still in the garage. Which is exactly what happened and why we're seeing this, because I remembered it's still in my garage. And I just want this thing, I want the view range buffed, at least, acceptable levels for tier 3. So, 320. I'd like to get this pew-pew buffed as well, so we actually have a little bit DPM and a little bit scary. And after that, I think we'll be relatively alright. Gun handling might need a slight improvement, but I'm not going to reach for everything. So we're here, we're on steps, and we're going to take the camper hill because this is what you do on steps now, apparently. Like I said, accuracy isn't that great, so we're going to just keep missing this guy while I had him tracked. Alright, he's dead. And penetration is, again, it's for tier 3, it's actually alright. But here we go. We're going to go ahead and bounce off the Panzer IIIJ. So we'll load a gold round, put one in, and boom, of course that one's going to actually go in. But, you know, low tier, the best part about the lower tiers, in a way, is that you could do kind of oddball things that you would never get away with before in any of the higher tiers. So you can, just because the view range is so down, crews are bad, and players are inexperienced, you can do some weird things like crush this entire friggin' hill. Get spotted. Here, let's stand in because he's got a machine gun and screw him. But now we need to back off because there's going to be more people shooting at us. Because, oh my god, there's a piece of shit tank with no armor. Let's shoot it. But looks like most of them have backed off, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off this hill. We basically stalled whatever push they had, and we're going to start counter-pushing. Or at least that's the plan on how I think it should go. Our BTSV really got them stuff. I'm about ready. Now, one idea I had was I was just going to go right across, and before I realized that was going to be a very terrible idea. So I was hoping before I get anywhere near to being lit, and somehow I'm not, that I would go over here to the bushes and try to use them to move up the river road, but oh my god, Valentine T-70, move. So, somehow not lit, and now I'm just realizing it, because I do have 6th sense here. Oh my god, Hetzer, hide, hide, hide. Hetzer, the only thing more blind than the Toldi. But we got his side, so we should be able to have a fairly easy time. He's got not that great armor in the sides. First shot went in, critted him, next two went in, and now he's facing us, so we'll have a hard time with the gold, but try to avoid being lit. Still no idea how many more are still hanging down there. And we have the Valentine. Pretty well armored, but we still have to keep shooting gold at basically everything because our standard would have essentially no hope in hell if ever penetrating the Valentine. So, very slow. It's a slow reload for what little damage we're getting. But we'll keep at him. Oh no, he lost his track. Now, despite what I say is a slow reload, about 4 seconds is quite long for this itty-bitty amount of damage we're getting. But 4 seconds is still plenty fast enough to keep someone permatracked. Oh no, he doesn't have a repair kit. Oh, that must suck. So we'll just keep putting shields in until A, we're bored, B, he's dead. Or C, someone else comes along who's even more juicy. And it's been a little bit. Now, over here, I am holding down my right mouse button where the Valentine is, so I can just keep pouring shots in there until something happens. And then I'll go over and see if I can't get a highlight with the other. See if I can get a highlight on this other guy in case I need to start shooting. And oops, there goes the Valentine. Release the right mouse button and watch the gun swing over. Now that T6 medium actually has some decent-ish armor in the hole, but the turret is relatively flat and unarmored. So we could actually go through his turret pretty easily with our gold. Alright. Now we go ahead and check what's left. We're down to the last 3 enemy tanks, so there's really no reason for us to keep sitting here all the way in the back, hiding like a bushwanker. Go ahead and turn to my allies, press T as I drive by them to tell them to follow me. Because it's time to just clear out the T6. There's no reason to keep hiding. If we all move as a nice pack, we'll be able to take down anything that might be here. Now, the big concern really is where's the T40, because that thing could be packing a 105 howitzer. Gotta be a little suspicious of the rock over there, but we're really looking for the T6 right now. And there he is. Please don't have howitzer. Please don't have howitzer. Okay, well, we weren't shot yet. Use the depression and whatnot. And I believe he does actually have the 75 on it. So he's one of the more intelligent ones. I thought he backed off completely, but he came back. So we'll just take a shot on the run. Now with the Valentine going to take the point, I'm not going to go around the hill and outflank him. Because there's no point in getting shot by a 75 and lose all our hit points, when we could just go around him. So, exactly what we're doing. He kind of forgot about us, or he's got too busy with the Valentine, so we're putting shots in his bumhole. And now that we got his butt, we don't need the gold unless he wants to start looking at us. So, we light a fire and we burn him down. Simple as that. And boom, that's the entire game. Nice little low tier game. And we had about another 300 from the blind shots with the Valentine and that Panzer III-J. So we ended up doing about 900 damage. Again, the number itself isn't as impressive, but I mean, this is tier 3. Granted, they did get more hit points. But this is tier 3, and better than that, this is ultimately the worst tier 3 tank you could ever have. So this is actually a really good result. So we got like 900 damage, we got 180 spotting. We're in, please, for the love of God. What I want to see. I want to see the Swedish tier 3 stats on the Toldi. That's what I want. That's what I want for this. That's the buff I want. The Swedish tier 3 is exactly what the Toldi should be, but isn't. So, rather neat little game here. It took a few tries to actually get something worth a damn, because slow pew pew. But I mean, that's all I got for you, and I'll go ahead and catch you later.